Welcome, I'm your dance doc. I think we actually might get live today, so that's good. I just finished teaching, so let me kind of catch my breath and change my mindset. And we will talk about today why do we ballroom dance? Okay, and then also the most important or most asked question, which there are a lot of them. It was kind of hard for me to choose one, but there is one that stands out. I'm trying to set this up. Oh, I figured it out. The problem is when I'm on my phone, they want me to do it this orientation, and I prefer to not. I prefer to go this way, but they don't let me. So I might just have to be crooked, you know? It's all right. I'm used to being a little crooked. All right. So yeah, while we're doing this is, if you have questions or comments, I do have the live chat on, so you can chat with me. Please be patient with me, as sometimes I get overwhelmed, and so it's hard for me to follow, and I'm learning all this. But let's talk about why people choose the ballroom dance. And if you're thinking about maybe trying, you should listen. There's a lot of different reasons. I've been teaching for since 2009, so however many years that is. And there's the obvious reason for fun. I mean, a lot of people will sign up or want to learn to dance because they want more fun in their lives. But what's cool is that what they don't realize is all the other amazing benefits that it can do for you. I work a lot with elderly students, and it always amazes me how dancing can bring back life into their bodies, minds, and souls. Not only that, but to keep life, especially now, you know, a few years ago, going through COVID, and with the mental health crisis we have in America. Dancing, I think the number one reason why people should dance is because it's freeing your mind. It frees your mind. And that's really important to do for our mental health. Think about it. Every day we are thinking, whether it's how can we be better, or how do we do this, or taking care of kids, making schedules, you know, all of those things. And so it's so important to give your mind a rest. And quite honestly, most of us don't rest our minds even when we're sleeping. So how do we find rest for our mind to truly just let the mind go? Dancing in any form, and really any art form, can do that for you. For me personally, I really enjoy ballroom dancing, and especially being a follower, because you get to really let go of your mind. I mean, you have to, actually. It's required in order to really feel the dance at its full power. As a lead, you are going to learn to let go of your mind eventually. Some people can do it right away. It's just because how they're built, left side, right side brain thinkers, you know. Other people have to learn to let it go. And then you have this fine line, you know, of practicing using your mind to get better, but then when you're really going to dance, just to let it go, and let all the training take over. So those moments of letting the mind go and experiencing something through the body instead, is really, really wonderful. It's like a breath of fresh air, if you will. I mean, imagine you were you know, stuck in a room that was on fire and all the smoke, and you can't breathe. You know, that's how I feel sometimes with my anxiety and everything. Dancing can be a breath of fresh air, like somebody just opened the windows and, you know, and now you can breathe because you just let go for a minute. So given today's what's going on in the world, I think that's the number one reason, if not why people dance, but why people should. All these other things, good for your legs especially. You know, it's been proven that the healthier your legs are, the longer you live. So keep those legs moving. I personally have watched my mother-in-law pass this past year, and it happens so fast. It happens so fast. Um, and she lost her mobility, and I think that's really was the issue. So keep those legs moving, and dancing, ballroom dancing specifically, there's so many different styles that it can fit anybody. So try not to get discouraged if when you first start and you're like, oh, I don't like this one, or I don't like this one. Express that with your teacher, because there are so many different styles, not only to dance but to listen to music wise. So if you're not sure what style would be best for you, what would sing to your soul, what I do with my students is I ask them what style of music they like, and that kind of helps point us in the right direction. Okay, so now it's a big mental health, big reason. Physical health is another reason. And let's talk about friendship and relationships. I think people learn to dance in the beginning a lot of times to improve their intimate relationships, to improve parent and daughters and sons relationship. A lot of people come wanting to learn their wedding dances, and even though that's not their intent to improve the relationship, their goal is to look good on the dance floor and to show off, but in a sense they're wanting to show their relationship, right? How they feel their relationship is and how to represent it. So dancing is really great for relationships. It teaches you a lot about yourself if you're willing, and the other person if you're willing to. So if you haven't checked out my blog on my homepage, mmdancellc.com, I do have a blog, and I have a lot of good things that I feel are good that I write about. But recently I've been writing about what dancing has taught me. And it's taught me so much. It's kind of, I've been really reflecting on it lately, and it's really amazing and eye-opening. And sometimes, especially in the past few years when things have gotten tough, we all sit back and ask, why am I doing this? But I see why. I see why now. All the things that I've learned, I would not be the person I am if it wasn't for my journey in my ballroom dancing. Okay, so that's that. All right, here's a question I get all the time from my follows, and it's a good one. How do I know what's going to happen? Right? When will I know? How do I know? What's the sign? And I just want to say, and this is what I tell everybody, you won't know. Again, going back to the mind. Your mind does not have the power to read somebody else's mind. And so you won't know. And even if it did, even if you could read somebody else's mind, which some people probably can, their mind is always changing. And if they're really dancing, they're not using their mind. So there's that. So you can try to figure it out. But a true dancer isn't making plans. A true dancer is listening and interpreting the music without any thought going in. That's the end game. That's where we want to get. So my answer to you is, you will not know, and that's okay. That's part of learning to follow dancing, and to try to get you out of the mindset of you don't need to know, because you are part of the dance too. Just because your lead is leading something, try to take off the pressure to be perfect, because I guarantee you the lead's not being perfect. Each dance, each person that comes together, we need to work together with what we have in that moment. Sure, we might be working on something that we wish we had, but we don't have it yet. So you have to let go in those moments and be with that person. That's a big thing dancing has taught me, right? So probably best to know your intention of your partner. Is your partner dancing to practice? Is he's got something set or her set in their mind that they're really practicing and want to practice? Or are they there to really just have fun? Are they there to meet people? Are they there to exercise? Maybe they don't care what it looks like and they just want to move a lot. So know your partner's intention, and if it's that big of a deal to you, if you don't want to move a lot, then, just politely decline. There's nothing wrong with that. Otherwise, we need to mesh together and communicate, right? And make it a dance that's not this person and this person, but a whole new entity, and entity, I don't know what other word to call it, a whole new soul. So you got one soul and two souls, but when they come together to dance, you become, like a coach once told me, an animal with 4 legs and 1 spine, right? So you can't think of it as yourself anymore. Once you connect to that other person, you got to think of it as together. Okay, cool. So those are my thoughts. Follows, you don't know. We don't know. And you know what, leads, they don't know most of the time either. And it's a good thing. If they're a really good lead, they're feeling, okay? So what I want everybody to do is take a big breath in. Imagine all the pressure that you put on yourself, and exhale, and just release it. And remember to be in the moment, enjoy the music, and enjoy the fact that you can move, because that's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Another question that I get from leads specifically is on the opposite side. How do I tell her, right? How do I let her know that's what I want her to do? And this is where you have to kind of let go of control as well. Of course, you want it to work out perfectly, but then again, you got to make sure that you're doing all your parts perfect. And if we're all honest with ourselves, none of us are ever perfect. So we have to work together. No, there is no way you can tell her. I mean, you can tell her with your mouth that the open right turn is coming, but again, that's just a whole nother thing you need to do. So instead, be in the moment, allow the music to move you. Sometimes you definitely have to practice this, and I'll discuss, make videos how to practice this later on, but you want to get to a point, leads, where you are not thinking, okay? So much so that if somebody asks you what your plan was, that you wouldn't know what to say, because there's no plan other than to feel the dance and to connect. Okay? All right. That is what I have to say today. Email me if you have any questions specifically, whether it's a question like, I've heard 3 different ways of how to do Cuban motion. What's the best way? Or I'm really confused because I need to stand close to my partner, but yet my head needs to be far away and it hurts my lower back. So anything like that, technical, send me. If you have any emotional questions, and if you want to be anonymous, send them. I'll answer them. And just the email is, I think I put it in the description. If not, it's DearDanceDoc@gmail.com. So go ahead and just email me there. If you forget that, you can always email Missy at mmdancellc.com as well. Ciao, happy dancing, and I'll see you next time.